Yeah. Isabelle.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning, sunshine.
Isabelle, I want to say congratulations. You're basically, I think, the second female on the podcast. So,
Why?
why? Maybe because, like,
You're misogynic.
not because of that.
no.
No. It's because I built this podcast especially for young men in mind. People like me. Right. Jadi kayak I noticed that every time I talk, especially with older men with more
That
experience.
sounds weird.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not that way, Isabel.
It's weird because you're like 20. Don't say things like that, baby.
Right.
Okay.
The point that I'm trying to say is that every time I talk with people, I realize that I walk away from that conversation feeling like, fucking hell, like I learned some shit there, gitu. I learned valuable insights. I learned wisdom. And I realized, kaya, wait a minute, like if there are like people like me out there, which is, as we agreed upon, it will be very, very rare, right?
Very, very rare,
It's gonna be
yeah.
very rare. For context, by the way, guys, kaya, we talked a lot and we realized that we synchronize so well because we have we have a depth of thought that complements one another so that every time we speak it makes sense. And then I think you are the first person that made me realize, holy shit, I'm a weird person.
You are
I'm
weird.
a weird person.
Also, we didn't talk a lot. We talk too much.
Yeah, we talk too much, exactly. I still remember, you must ingat gak sih that time when we were like with Andrew and Mitch, terus kita lagi di kamar and we were waiting for Mitch to do her stuff.
Something.
Yeah,
She was on a date.
Yeah, she was on a
She
date.
was on a date,
It's so
yeah.
fucking stupid, man. Dan kita lagi nunggu buat nonton itu kan apa Ballerina sama yang Ana de Armas. And then we decided to speak for like 4 or 5 fucking hours from like politics to women in position of power. I was like, what the fuck, bro?
That was so cool.
Yeah.
That was like the best conversation I had in months.
True, but and I feel like it's so fun.
It was fun.
Conversations with you is fun.
I
Honestly
know.
speaking.
Either when I'm depressed, I'm happy, I'm okay, I'm not okay. It's always fun to talk to you. Always.
I appreciate that as well, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, most of the guests that I have is basically men because that's where I got my source of lessons and learning from. And I realized that for information, I'm not misogynistic because my first guest is literally my own teacher, which is a female.
That is so cool. How
Yeah.
did you do that?
How do I do that?
Yeah.
Basically, kayak I bilang ke dia, kayak Miss Tina, like I was very close to her.
Oh, yeah.
Not in a weird way. Not in a weird
Always
way.
sounds weird.
Not in a weird
Okay,
way,
okay,
Isabel.
okay.
I was close
He
to
was
her.
close to
Uh-huh.
his teacher, but it wasn't weird, guys.
Emang you gak pernah close sama your teacher?
Not that close.
What do you mean not that close?
Not that close to the point I invited her to my podcast.
Well, you don't have a podcast.
Okay, not that close to the point I invite them.
To my house.
Yes, you invited her to your house. That's even crazier.
She's married. Okay, she's married. So,
So,
what do you mean so? What do you mean? Bro.
kaya married teacher, 20-year-old you.
No, Isabel.
But it could be right. It could be. You're not making it better by saying she's married.
It's so much worse if I say it that way, but no, guys. Okay, no, I respect
It's
her.
not in a weird way.
Yeah, I respect her. I looked up to her. I admired her, and there's nothing more than that. Okay.
Please don't watch this, Christina.
Yeah, Miss Tina, don't watch this.
Don't watch
Your
this.
sons, please don't watch this. She's a crazy woman. I did not say anything at all. She's the one who
I am
assumes.
clinically insane. Jadi, kita mau ngomongin apa sih? Apa sih?
Sorry.
Oh, enggak ada ya.
Sorry. No. Right.
Lupa mau ngomongin
Where are we
apa.
again? Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
I was answering your question, ya kan? But I do think that the way that I like to this is the thing. Kayak, all of the guests that I invited here in this podcast is that I have one ultimate goal in mind, which is that I wanted to understand them as deeply as possible. Why? Because I understand that their lives have stories, and stories are always valuable and interesting to listen to.
Always.
Exactly. We talked about this, by the way, like before the podcast. We realized that people who have stories to tell, they're just interesting to be listened to. And I realized that that's my main goal in mind. So I think that we can start very, very simply. Like, I wanted to understand you, Isabel. Like, in order for me to understand you properly, what are the things that I needed to know back then when you were still a kid? Help me understand. Walk me through your childhood. Help me understand what are the things that you went through in the past that allowed you to be the person that is sitting right in front of me. I'm genuinely, genuinely curious about it because after all of these hours and hours of conversations, I still don't have like a clear picture in mind. What is it that you went through, Isabel, that made you who you are? And I'm very, very curious in that regard.
What I went through was mostly not my story to tell. It's not my story to tell, but what I learned from my childhood was no parents had bad intentions
Really?
for you.
None. Zero.
Okay, sorry. Maybe
Generally
there are some.
speaking,
Yeah, maybe
generally
there,
speaking.
maybe there are some, but honestly, I believe there are more good in the world than evil.
You
Like
do.
like evil people, okay, like psychopaths, like
Yeah.
they were born with it, like they didn't have a choice. But you know, the person that is actually a person. Maybe they don't look like a person. Maybe they do drugs. Maybe they have addictions. You know, maybe they kill people. You know, but most of them, for some weird reason, even serial killers, they protect children.
Oh, and that's why you said that fundamentally speaking, there are more people who are good rather than evil.
Yeah.
Because the way you understood people who are good is that they protect children.
Things that can protect
Protect
themselves.
themselves.
It's just human nature. I feel like. I think that way. I
I-
feel like that's true.
We had this argument before, do you remember?
did,
Yeah,
we did, yeah.
for context, jadi kayak sebelumnya Isabel was asking me like, if there is a kid and then that kid was about to get hit by a train, would you jump and save that kid and sacrifice yourself for it? This I answered no, because I love my life and I wanted to see what my life would be. But on that point, when you mentioned that deep down in the hearts of every people, men, women, whoever you are, you have this instinctual inclination to protect those that cannot protect themselves. When I really, really listen to myself deep down, I realize that actually there is a pull in that direction. You know, there is a drive in that direction. Go save the kid. You know?
And think about it. You're thinking about it. You love your life. You are not suicidal. Like you love hearing people's stories, and you are thinking about that. You're thinking, maybe I will save a child. This child you don't know. That means that you're kind. Kayak ngerti gak sih?
Mau ngerti.
Kayak the
Mau
fact
ngerti.
that you're thinking about it, of saving a child that you don't know at all. You don't know who this kid might be gitu lah.
Or
That
what
means-
they will be in the future. They might be Adolf Hitler or something. Gitu.
Yeah.
And
That
I-
fact alone means that you're just kind. Kayak
kind
ngerti gak sih?
person.
Kayak
Ngerti.
we just have that instinct to protect the things that can protect themselves.
But don't you think that we also have the instinctual inclination to lie, to cheat, to kill, to hate as well?
We do.
Right?
We do.
It's such a paradox, don't you think, human beings?
I know, but let me get back to the point.
Please.
because we got off rail. So
Nggak apa.
what you're asking me, kayak from my childhood,
Yeah,
most of it not my story to tell,
fair.
but what I learned from it was my parents never had any bad intentions for me.
Ngerti.
Gitu. They tried their
Ngerti.
best. Everyone did.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I had this conversation with my previous guest. Kayak we agreed upon the fact that deep down in the hearts of every parents, they really tried their best.
They
And
did.
unfortunately, their best might still hurt us.
Not enough.
Yeah, their best might not be enough,
Yeah.
but they're genuinely trying their best.
They did.
And I think that's one of the things that is so easily understood in the brain, but so difficult to be emotionally accepted in the heart.
Yes.
That they genuinely cared
Just
for you.
wants the best for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bener.
And I think that view alone, that made me think of silver linings.
Talk to me about it.
Because everyone is trying their best. I feel like everyone's trying their best. So that's why I am who I am.
Ngerti?
I think I'm a dark empath.
Dark empath?
Yeah.
Okay, enlighten me. I'm a bit stupid here.
I'm too understanding.
You are too
I'm
understanding.
too understanding. So when people hurt me, when people do something, when people kill people, people does this Ryan,
Uh-huh.
I understand.
I can see
that.
what you're saying. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
Ngerti,
because
ngerti.
whatever they do, they're just trying their best. Everyone is. Everyone that is still alive right now, they're just trying their best.
Ngerti.
Like
I get it.
nobody asked to be a
Psychopath. A
psychopath or
sociopath.
Sociopath was made by their environment. Nobody asked to be born in that environment.
Paham. No, where was I going again? I forgot. Fucking hell. Forgot where I'm going. You were saying about psychopath, sociopath. Sebentar. Sebelumnya apa?
So
Backtrack.
everyone's trying their best.
Everyone's trying their best. Sebelumnya lagi. Backtrack. I'm such a bad parents.
Parents, everyone trying their best. That's my takeaway from my childhood. That everyone's just trying their best, and I'm a dark empath.
Dark empath. Yeah, dark empath is... Oh, to understanding. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I think what you said might boggle people's mind who are listening. Kaya, when you said that you are the kind of person that is able to understand people who even murder other people. I think that it might be mind-boggling for them, but I really get what you're saying, because what you're trying to say here is that if you really, really try to understand where people are coming from, you can see that their actions are actually very reasonable, but that does not make it justifiable.
Yes.
We have to really
make it
distinguish
right.
it.
Yes.
It does not make it right, but when you really, really try to see things from their perspective, try to see things from their shoes, you'll start to realize that actually
get it.
that made sense.
You will get it.
You will get it. Yeah. True. Is that a superpower to be able to do that? To put your feet into another person's shoes?
I love it. I love it because I feel like forgiving people is for me, and it makes it so much easier to forgive people.
Because you get to understand why they do the things they do.
Yeah.
You really, really can understand that. I think.
Yeah, I do understand. You know. There's this saying of passion, crime of passion.
Yeah.
I feel like every crime is
Born of passion.
Like, what do you mean? You just wake up one day?
I wanna
just
kill that guy.
for no fucking reason at all. Nobody does that. It's like everything. Like
Ngerti.
yeah.
Generally speaking, nobody does that. But I do think that there is a small cohort of people who are just mind fucked in that regard. Now, today,
And why?
I'm gonna cause mayhem. I'm gonna
And
cause
why?
chaos. I don't know, because I am not. I do not have those minds.
Psychopaths are born. They were just born with it.
It was genetics. Psychopath.
Yes. Jadi kayak when they were still like masih di kandungan gitu, kayak dia kebanyakan dopamine or something. So when they're born, kayak mereka nggak bisa feel dopamine or empathy or everything. So they were born with it.
Ngerti.
But
So
who chose that?
yeah, it's basically the same kind of logic that applies to people who are born tatat or whatever.
Yes.
It is not something that they choose. It's something that just befall on them.
Yes, we can forgive a failing leg, a failing heart. Why can't
Ngerti.
we forgive a failing mind?
Oh, that's new. Yeah, that's. I never thought of that before. I never thought of that. We have the capacity to feel empathy for people with broken bodies. Why is it that we do not have empathy for people with broken minds?
Why?
That is okay. Allow me to process that. There's
something.
Yeah, that's something new for me. I never thought of it that way. That's cool. Again, yeah. That's really cool.
And sociopath.
Sociopath.
They were made. Can you imagine what someone went through to get to that point?
The pain that they went through to
Yeah.
be a sociopath in that
To be a
regard.
sociopath, to feel
Again.
nothing at all.
Yeah. Again, it's not something that they genuinely choose on their own.
Choose, yeah.
And it's just the environment that coerce them to be the sociopath they are.
Yeah.
Psychopathy and sociopathy is different.
It's different.
Okay, enlighten me.
Psychopaths are born, sociopaths are made.
But in the end of the day, they are the same.
Yeah.
Because they don't feel emotions and they don't feel empathy.
Yeah, they
The
don't
only
feel empathy.
difference is the source of
Yes.
that lack of feelings.
Yes.
One is born and the other one is made. Okay, yeah.
Nothing's better.
Yeah, and that's why you mentioned before that all crimes are born of passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine not feeling anything?
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a psychopath and just hurting people to try or to feel normal, to feel
Yeah.
something? I don't know why they do it either.
Yeah,
you know?
it's not something that they want, you know?
Yeah, and they were born with it.
If I had the option, let's say that I'm putting myself in the shoes of a psychopath. If I had the option to feel feelings, I would, but I could not.
And you could not.
And I could not.
So you do everything to try to feel something.
Mm. Maybe. And that's where mercy comes in. That's where grace comes in.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think that in the current world that we live in, we often demonize people so easily. On the point of forgiving people, like you mentioned before that, I asked you the question like, do you think that this ability to understand people so deeply to the point that you can see things from their perspective and you can see that the things that they do are reasonable is a superpower? And you said that it is a superpower because it enables you to forgive people.
Yeah, and it's good for me.
True. One of the things that I want to tie back to that idea here is that I realized that as I grow older by time, which I'm not old, I'm still 21, I'm still naive.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm a kid, bro. I'm a kid.
You are.
I'm a
Yes,
kid.
guys.
Yeah, I'm basically talking with the auntie at this moment. I'm just kidding. You're beautiful. Don't worry about it. No, what I was trying to say is that I think that as I grow older, I started to realize that once I understood why my father is the way he is, the failings that he did, the lack of ability for him to listen and to understand the things that I'm experiencing and feeling, I started to forgive him for his inability to provide me with an emotional safe space to feel heard and understood. Because I can start to see and understand that he was born in an environment where all he does think about is survival mode. He has no possibility to think about the deeper things of life, about emotional intelligence and whatnot. And I realized that it is within my privilege to be able to think about things so deeply because I have all my basic needs met. But he did not have that same privilege, and therefore it is unfair for me to expect and to be angry because he does not have the same emotional intelligence and emotional depth that I have. It is simply unfair for me to do that. And I realize that.
Don't invalidate your feelings.
It is true.
It is fair for you to expect that. It is fair for you to be disappointed, but it's not his job to fix it.
Ngerti. Yeah, it's a very complicated and you need to pack it very, very carefully here. I really get what you're saying, that make sure that in the attempt that you understand the other person's failing, you do not invalidate
Okay,
your
own
needs
feelings. Yes.
to be heard and to be understood.
Yes.
Your needs, emotional needs,
Importance.
are still required to be validated, and at the same time you can understand why they, and at the same time you can understand that you don't have the right to expect them to fix you.
You have the right to expect them to fix you.
But
You don't have the right to be mad at them when they can't. Kayak gini. Of course, like I don't know how or why. It's just human instinct that we go to the things that break us to heal us.
we go to the things that break us to heal us.
Yeah. Like your parents. Your parents cause you damage. And you try to go back to them. You try to tell them, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why can't you do what I ask? Why can't you do what I ask?
I don't go to them. I
You
cut
did.
them off.
You told me you did before until they stopped listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I cut them off.
And then you cut them off. That's whole growth. Because for me, growing is realizing that I don't have I don't need them to heal me. If they can't give me what I need, I don't have to be disappointed. I don't have to be mad. I have to find my own healing. That's why I went to therapy.
That is a fucking cool thing to think about, honestly speaking.
And you can be mad. You're allowed to have feelings about it, but to keep expecting them to
To
fix
heal
it,
you is
Yeah.
not necessarily the best option that you have.
it's not necessary. It doesn't make it wrong,
Yeah,
like
of course.
it's just human instinct. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why either, but we tend to go to the things that broke us to heal us gitu loh.
Do you
But-
understand the mechanics behind that behavior? Why we always go to the things that break us?
For
healing.
parents, I think it's because usually it's the people who are closest to us that break us, right? That broke us.
True.
So I think we also correlate them with comfort.
Okay. I see it now. Basically, you correlate them with comfort, and that's why you often go to them. But then you realize that, yeah, they have the capacity to give you comfort, but they also have the capacity to inflict deep pain.
Yeah. Kayak especially with parents, yeah, like they fed you, they took care of you when you're sick. So when
Of course,
they,
there's emotional attachment in that regard.
yeah, I mean when they don't fulfill your expectations, of course you're disappointed.
Yeah, of course.
Karena harusnya kalau gua ke dia nih, I feel better, right?
Ngerti.
I'm fat, I'm sleeping or
Yeah.
whatever. I have meds, I get healed. But when you don't have that, you lash out. And
Yeah.
as a child, we didn't know better.
True. I really want to like drill down that point. I think that's a fucking brilliant thing to think. A brilliant thing that you said.
Which one? I said a lot of brilliant
Yeah, I'm trying to formulate my thoughts here. It is good of you to be able to understand that your parents are not equipped to understand your emotional depth because their environment is not conducive to support and to shape that skill. It is good of you to understand that. And at the same time, be careful to not invalidate your emotions. Your emotional needs are equally important. And then at the same time, you have the right to expect them to understand, to listen, because it is your basic human needs, just like you have the right to expect them to feed you when you were a kid, right? But the thing that I'm trying to say here is that if they are not able to fulfill that need, then you do not have the right to be mad at them and to expect them to save you and to heal you, because that's not the best option. The best option here is to actually pursue your own healing. I think that's just something that you need to fucking drill down in the heads of people and in my own head, like you have wounds. People hurt us. It's just inevitable. We hurt other people. If they do not have the capacity to heal you, then you should start pursuing your own journey to healing.
Yes, but don't invalidate your
Your
feelings.
emotions,
Don't say that no, it's not supposed to hurt me, because if you say that, you're putting a band-aid on it, then what are you healing from? Then
True.
it's gonna come up again in 10 years. It's gonna come up again in 20 years because band-aids don't last.
True. Suppression does not heal
Does not
emotions.
work.
Suppression does not
It
work
does
at all.
not.
That is something that you can cut this if you want. You called me back then, and then you cry your eyeballs out, and I remembered it very clearly. And honestly speaking, it was very comforting to me. Why? Because I just cried my eyeballs out yesterday, and when I said that, I mean it literally. I cried my eyeballs
I'm
out
sorry.
because I feel so alone. I feel like very, very painfully inflicted because I successfully made people feel heard and understood. But why is it that I feel alone and that nobody does understand me in this moment, in that particular moment? I feel alone, and loneliness is painful. I cry my eyeballs out. And I remember that you cried as well. And then the sentence that is going at the back of my mind again and again and again is feel your emotions, embrace the grief, feel the pain. You don't have to push it away, you don't have to suppress it. And I felt the pain. I felt the grief. I felt the loneliness. And then I cried my eyeballs out and I realized that I did not respect myself less for bawling my eyes out. Instead, I respected myself more because I realized how brave are you, Dave, to be able to confront the full depth of your emotions without shunning away. How courageous are you to be able to not run away from the full depth of your emotions? And I realized that, yeah, I did the right thing
You
by
did.
feeling the emotions.
You did.
And that's something that I really want to boil down as well. I think that as men, there's a lot of narrative that we shouldn't feel emotions and whatnot. And I can see their points as well, because I do think that in certain contexts and certain circumstances, it might be necessary for you to suck up the emotion in that particular moment. It's the right thing to do because you got shit to do and whatnot. And at the same time, there are also moments. I think it's just about timing. Honestly speaking, it's about understanding the proper timing to feel the emotions and understanding the proper timing to just not feel it first and to deal with the problem at hand. Because do you agree with that? Let's start with that first.
I don't.
You don't agree, please.
I feel like.
Is it
I
all?
feel-
Sorry.
I feel like with feeling your feelings or do whatever you want to do when you're grieving, it's up to you. But you have to remember, as an adult, everything has consequences.
Okay.
So you can cry now. You can cry now. You can cry for 3 weeks. You can cry for a month, but you might not be able to get anything done.
Right.
And you have that consequence, You can also repress it.
Okay.
You can also repress it. You can
Abs-
not feel anything for a month. You can not feel anything for a year, and then it's gonna come back worse.
Yeah.
It's also your consequence. So you wanna drink, you wanna do drugs, you wanna cry, you wanna go on a vacation, whatever.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
You take your own consequences.
What I'm hearing from you here is that it's not so much about whether it's right or wrong or whether it's the proper timing to feel your emotions or to not feel your emotions. What I'm hearing from you is that feel your emotions and do whatever the fuck you want, but you have to understand that you're an adult and there are consequences for that, and that's something that you simply need to choose. I think that's something that I realized as well, because I think that as kids we try to simplify the world in a black and a white manner, that it's about right or wrong, it's about the proper timing or not the proper timing. But I think that as I grow a little bit less idiotic over the years, I started to realize that it's not so much about right or wrong, it's about consequences, and which consequences are you willing to bear and to live in mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because honestly, there are no rules.
Yeah.
You can talk about a fucking law if you have enough money. There's no rules. There's no rules of anything. You can do whatever you want. Kayak people say ngapain aja asal jangan kelewatan batas, but cross the line.
Cross the damn line.
Cross the damn line. Do whatever and deal with your own
Consequences.
consequences.
Yeah, that's-
Gitu. Kayak we have no supervision, and I need adult supervision. Jesus Christ, I do. But no one's supervising me, and I have a whole person to take care of. But if I fuck up, I fuck up. It's my own consequence. If my child hates me in 20 years and say, I don't ever want to see you ever again, Mom, I would know that it's my fault, it's not hers.
Berarti, for every action, there is an equal and opposite amount of reaction.
Yeah.
What is the reaction here? Your child doesn't want to see you anymore. There is an action in that regard.
Yeah.
And that's because you're being a bitch or you're being a whatnot.
Yeah. What if she forgets about me? I was heartbroken a few months ago, and I went to another continent for a month. What if she forgets me? What if, like, my mother is abusive-ish, like she raised me and I turned up this way. She wasn't good. She didn't do a good job. So if my child grew up and be like that because I leave her too much because I need a mental health day or something,
vacation, healing, whatnot.
yeah, then I have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's the consequence that you
It's
live by.
the consequence, and
Yeah.
I don't, you know me. So my motto in life is I don't put anyone else above me. So if I do that, yeah, I'm gonna take that. But if I don't feel like the risk is worth the action, that I won't take it.
We spoke about this.
Or I will.
Yeah. we spoke about this when you mentioned that you always put yourself above everything. And then I think that in first glance, people might hear that and they will see like, oh, you're such a selfish bitch, But like when I really, really listen to you, what I'm hearing from you is that in the pursuit of prioritizing yourself, you're actually being selfless. You still remember that,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
how is there taking of yourself is selfish? Like
Yeah,
who's gonna take care of you?
It is.
If you
It's true.
don't.
It's true. It's true.
Kayak di pesawat aja lu dibilang put
Take
your
care
own
of fucking
mask.
mask first.
Yeah, is an airline telling you to be
Selfish,
selfish? Yeah,
yeah.
it's just such a dumb idea to call people selfish because they're taking care of themselves.
That's why I said in first glance, right? People who don't think about things deeply and critically, they might perceive it to be selfish, but in the selfishness, you're actually being selfless, which is very interesting to think about it, you know? Like, yeah. Prioritizing yourself is something that you should do, you know?
I think you're trying to soften the words, like let it be selfish. Let it be selfish. I am selfish. Everyone should be selfish because everyone should be taking care of themselves first. Before anyone else.
And that's
that
a good thing, you know?
has to be okay.
It is. That has to be the good thing.
It has to
be
be
the
okay.
norm.
Yeah, it shouldn't be taboo. It shouldn't be. We shouldn't say like,
Yeah.
"Lu egois
Yeah,
banget
See,
sih."
yeah, exactly.
Like you should be egois.
Yeah.
Kayak lu mau kayak ngasih maaf ya, kayak gue percaya Tuhan Yesus, but I'm not the one in the Bible yang kayak akan give away all of my belongings to someone that needs it, because if I don't have anything, then kayak I'm not any use for anyone.
Yeah. I get
Kayak
it.
how?
I understand. If you want to be useful to other people, then at least you need to be able to take care of yourself first.
At least.
At least.
Udah minimum banget itu. Udah minimum banget. Like
Before you go out there and save the world, make sure that you take care of yourself. It's that simple.
how the superheroes kayak save the world if they can't fly?
They can't fly.
If
Exactly.
They can't fly. If
If
they
they-
can't walk.
Yeah. It's so true. I don't get it why people find that word selfish to be a negative thing. Yeah. When in fact it's something that should be the norm. you know?
Yeah, it should be the norm.
It should be the norm. You should be able to take care of yourself first, and then you get to take care of other
Everyone
people.
else.
True. Is that one of the reasons why engaging in a relationship with someone who is not able to take care of themselves is just a catastrophic idea? It's just a catastrophe.
Taking care of themselves, like just admit it. We are all children.
Fair. I love that idea. Honestly speaking, we are
Yes.
all children
We are
deep
all
down.
children.
We have no idea what the fuck are we doing.
We have
honestly,
no
You know, like I talked to you about this. You know, like when we were like drinking in MPAX, I was saying to you like I'm still a kid, but I'm trying to figure out my life so that when I'm 30, at least I figured out my life. And I'm talking with you.
3 years. 3 years. No idea what I'm doing.
I talked with you and I realized that actually, never mind. I think that when I'm 30 or when I'm 40, I still have no what the fuck I'm doing.
You know the secret is we're not going anywhere.
We're not. We're just
walking in circles.
we're just running in circles over
Kita
and
sebenarnya
over
cuma di
and
sini-sini
over
aja,
again.
nggak kemana-mana.
Yeah. Because honestly speaking, when you say we're all children, yeah, deep down, like if I really try to look at my own parents yang umurnya 52, 54, I realized that deep down they're still children, you know. Sometimes they're arguing like children, they're talking like children, they think like children. They're basically children with financial capacity to earn money. Intinya itu
We're children
sebenarnya.
with adult money,
Adult body.
adult responsibilities. Like what the fuck? I still forget to pay my water bills. Kayak kadang air gue mati, terus gue kayak ini kenapa?
I forgot to pay the water bills. Fuck.
Iya, udah gitu waternya kayak sebulan cuma 50.000, sama denda jadi 400.
Anjir.
Kayak kok jadi begini ya? Perkara lupa bayar air gitu kan?
Yeah. We're all idiots in that regard. We're all children.
Yeah, I think for a relationship, what I'm looking for is not someone who can take care of themselves, but someone who's willing to.
Okay, so
Not
it's not
can?
about capacity, it's about willingness.
Yeah.
So if they're willing but they're not capable, it's still
At least
acceptable?
they're trying.
okay. Again, your fundamental belief is that at least they're trying.
At least they're trying, because I believe if you're
Genuinely
trying enough,
trying.
you're gonna make it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you in that regard. I think that it's not so much about whether or not you have the capacity right now. It's whether or not you have the willingness to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you have the willingness and you genuinely tried, you didn't half-ass yourself on that regard, you will be capable.
Yeah, and
You'll
I
be
would
capable.
see that you're trying.
And that's something that you can appreciate.
I can appreciate that. And even if we fail, you went somewhere. You got somewhere.
Yeah, that's
Karena gue percaya, I believe that we don't just come across each other like
coincidentally.
Where's that dictionary? I've been talking in English for a long time and I haven't had my dictionary. Like, where is it?
You're saying like cock.
Jadi dirty. So I think everyone is like a lesson or something. You just don't. I don't believe that.
In the end of the day, at least that they went somewhere. They went somewhere in a better place that they
Yeah.
first met you.
Yeah,
And that's
now.
something to be happy about.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like sometimes talking with you
Now
feels
ya sekarang
Ya,
ya.
sekarang.
Dulu sih gue bodo amat.
beda.
Iya.
But no. Like, I'm very curious now. What seemed to be the biggest difference from the Isabelle now and the Isabelle back then?
Isabelle back then, she didn't care at all. I didn't care that I was hurting people because I felt like it was justifiable for me. Kayak I punish people who deserve to be punished. Kayak dulu tuh hobi gue nih, gue cari cowok-cowok yang paling bangsat nih ya. Terus gue bikin jatuh cinta nih sampai mati ya. Habis itu gue tinggal pergi tanpa alasan nih ya. Pokoknya orang-orang yang kayak never cheated, never lie, like never had a story like that, I don't go around with gitu loh. Tapi kayak I always made sure kayak I was being treated good, ngerti gak sih?
Ngerti.
Kayak I was, walaupun kayak I date this kind of people, tapi kayak they worship me, gitu loh.
Ngerti.
And I didn't care because I felt like kayak
They deserve that shit.
not just that, because I deserve to hurt people back.
Huh?
Yeah, because like I was living in hell. I wanted to die since I was 9. I wanted to die since I was 5. I was thinking about suicide when I was 5. Like, that is crazy.
What was I thinking when I was 5? I was thinking about Hot Wheels and Beyblade, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about how my dad would finally make everyone care.
Ouch.
Yeah, I was thinking that at 5. Apparently, I talk about it because my childhood friends do remember.
Ouch.
But yeah, I grew up with basically no parents. Like, I'm grateful. Like, I grew up with money at least.
Yeah.
At least.
At least with money.
Yeah, but it wasn't easy.
Ngerti.
It wasn't easy. I tried to kill myself first time when I was 9. That was my first active action to try killing myself, and I don't think that was fair. So when by the time I was 15, I was doing drugs. I was doing boys. I was taking revenge on the world.
Yeah. For hurting you, let me hurt you back.
Let me hurt you back. Let me do whatever I want, and I deserve nothing back. That's what I thought. I deserve nothing back because I paid it all in full. Turns out I was wrong.
Back then, you were angry with the world because the world hurt you, people hurt you, and therefore you think that you have the right to hurt people back.
Yeah.
Right now, you changed because you realize that hurting people hurts people, right?
It hurts me.
It hurts you as
It's
well.
hurting me. It's hurting my life, especially with my daughter. It's hurting my life. It's not benefiting anymore. Like, honestly speaking, it was fun as hell. when I was a child, it was fun, okay? It was fun. All the boys, all the parties, all the drugs, it was fun. It's not anymore. It's ruining my life. It's ruining my daughter's life. It's just not worth it.
So the fun just disappears then as
It
you
did.
grow a little bit older
It did.
by time.
It did. So I feel like I was right. I was right. I had the right to take revenge on the world. And I had nothing back. I got nothing back. I was the girl that always got the love that she never deserved.
Oh wow.
Like I was treating people like shit,
Uh-huh.
and he was still taking me to fine dining 3 times a day. Okay, and to the point that I got mad about it. Like, gua pengen lancai. Gua
Pecel
mau,
lele.
iya, gua mau
Pecel
makan
lele.
pecel lele. Gua nggak mau makan stick lagi. Also kan, I don't really like meat kan. Kayak red meat is not my first choice of protein.
Right.
Kayak sampai kemana-mana tuh gue yaudah gue nge-wine aja sampai gue mabuk. Gue udah capek banget di bawah kayak gini gitu loh.
I'm sick of red meat.
I was so sick of
Give
it.
me pecel lele.
Iya, enak banget makan pecel lele after all that, you know. Terus ini, aduh, I'm sorry if you're watching
Gak
this.
apa.
Kayak dia juga kayak
Be unhinged.
dia juga anak orang kaya banget nih. Anak orang kaya banget ya. Terus gue bawa nih ke pecel lele, gue lagi mabuk ya kan, lagi anteng-anteng gue makan. Dia ngomong sekenceng-kencengnya, Beb, lu coba deh ini makan pinggirannya nih tulangnya pakai sambal sama nasi uduk, enak banget. Malu banget anjing. Mohon maaf. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I did love you a bit. Sorry.
I did love you a bit. A bit.
Sorry because kayak this guy itu sampai kan we met through mutual friend kan.
Right.
Sampai abis itu dia minta kenalin cewek lagi. Kok ditanya mau cewek kayak apa aja, asal jangan kayak
Isabelle. Jangan kayak dia. Jangan kayak si bangsat ini.
Iya.
Gak mau yang kayak si bangsat ini. No. Not anymore.
But he helped me grow too.
Do you think that everybody does help you grow?
Everybody did, yeah.
Everybody did.
Everybody did.
How did I help you grow?
With this? I don't know. Singing, I don't think you're helping me grow, but you're helping me to want to stay alive.
I really
Like
appreciate
talking to you is something I look forward to, you know.
that. I really appreciate that.
like
I really appreciate
like before I stopped contacting you because obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it was something that I was looking forward to, even with everything.
I'm so happy to hear that, honestly speaking.
I was so excited to get here. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
I'm very happy, honestly speaking. I think that life can be very painful at times, obviously. I know that my life isn't as hellish compared to you by all objective metrics and standards. And it doesn't mean that it's not painful. It's still painful. And then I realized that talking with you every night made me realize that at least in light of all of this painful experience that we do experience, that I do experience, my life was a little bit useful for somebody else's. My life made other people just a little bit better in that regard. I made someone's life a
Better.
little bit more worth living
You do actually.
day by day.
You do actually.
And that's something that I'm very happy about, honestly speaking. You know, like, I always ask this is something that I want to ask you, got nanti, but like spoiler dulu aja, like I always ask my guests like the final question, kayak, what is a good life to you? What is a life well lived in the end? I always ask that question, but then I realized that I never asked that question to myself. I was like, okay. I asked myself that question. What is a good life to you, Dave? And then I realized that I think that if I really, really listen to myself deep down, the answer would be a good life to me is a life where I know that at least someone out there, their life just got a little bit better. It becomes much more worthwhile to live. And that's when I realized that I'm happy in that regard.
You helped me stay here.
That, yeah.
You understand me. Not a lot of people do that. Can't do that.
Because we're both autistic, I think.
Yeah, we
We are both autistic.
Also kalau misalnya kita ngomongnya udah agak light bentar, kita let's go get alcohol yuk.
Apa?
Let's go get alcohol, let's drink together.
Oh, kalau kita udah maksudnya sorry?
Maksudnya kalau udah mulai agak light gitu, kan sekarang kita lagi ngobrol banget nih, atau udah pause dulu? Bisa pause
Boleh. You want to get alcohol?
Yuk.
Alright, sure. Okay, bye.
BRB guys.
Okay.